Hey everybody, welcome back. We are getting ready to watch some Game of Thrones. We're on season 4, episode 6. And I just summed up what happened in the last one, and I want to just go ahead and get into this one, especially since the last episode I had a very long intro trying to remember everything that happened the week before. So we're going to go ahead and get into it and see what's going on in this one. And I just realized my nose looks really red. I have been sneezing all day. I don't know why it's so red. I haven't been drinking, so I don't have a painted nose from drinking. Ah. So episode 6 is called The Laws of Gods and Men. I don't know who's going to be talking about laws. It could be anybody. Oh, and I forgot about, we did see Daenerys, and she is not going on to King's Landing. She's going back to the places that re-enslaved everybody. And she's going to somehow be a queen, but I'm not sure how she's going to do that. The only thing I could think of was off with their heads, which is Alice in Wonderland. I can't remember which queen it is. I think it's the Queen of Hearts that does it, and I think the Queen of Hearts might be in Through the Looking Glass instead of Alice in Wonderland, which are two different stories. Although the movies tend to combine the two stories, but at any rate, all I could think of was off with their heads. So let's see what happens. And the laws of gods and men could very well be talking about Daenerys, but I'm not sure. And Oberon is supposed to be heading back to his place and is supposed to let Cersei's daughter know how much she loves her. It's not the same sales, so it's not Oberon, I don't think. It's Stannis. Should have known by the red sails, right? Is Gandrel still alive? Gandry? I can't remember his name. Wow, that is a huge statue. Although I think they had those maybe not as tall, but like that in
We've been here since midday.
the Greek territory.
Welcome to the Iron Bank. Please.
So this is where Tywin cannot get any more money from.
And how much wheat and barley and beef and pork do you produce on Dragonstone to feed your 4,000 men on your 32 ships?
None.
You can see why these numbers seem unlikely to add up to a happy ending. From our perspective, I'm afraid we must respectfully decline your request.
Once I thought this man loved me. Now I know he despises me.
There's a chest of the good stuff left back at your house. I gave it to your wife.
You're not my friend.
And back to those shit-stained rocks you call home.
Is this the Grey?
The first night of the full moon,
Greyheart?
down
Grey?
Islander still on our lands and
Greyborn?
slay them living. The
Greyjoy?
way I slayed the 20
I'll get there.
Scum I found at Winterfell, Lord of the Dreadfort and Warden of the North.
So they sent him.
And they mutilated my brother, your prince. Your prince.
Sent Theon's tallywhacker in a box to her, huh? That was another storyline that I was getting tired of, was Theon's. So maybe that one's coming to an end. That would be nice. In the cage with the dogs. It's a little dark. I can't quite see. Knock him out and take him. Knock him out. Hopefully they get him out of here, because I'm tired of this storyline of him being the dog.
How fast can you run?
I can't tell what he's doing. Oh, the dogs.
My brother's dead.
Damn it. I'm going to be stuck with that storyline.
Pretend to be who?
Theon Greyjoy.
He's so broken, though. Can he pretend to be dominant and commanding? If he can act that way, won't the memories of his past kind of come back to him and he no longer be acting? Oh, it's a dragon. Found him some goats for lunch. Fangs heard that screech. Ah, the leftovers from the dragon. I think that was thank you, thank you, thank you. She's not happy about something. I can't tell who it is.
You crucified him.
Ah.
How many more?
She having some guilt?
212 supplicants waiting, Your Grace. 212.
Lord Tywin and I already determined that I shall be the master of ships long before you.
A little protective there.
What would it take to make the common soldier stupid enough to try his luck with the Hound?
10 silver stacks seems a generous bounty.
Make it 100.
I thought they didn't have the money to spend.
I have been to Essos and seen the Unsullied firsthand. They are very impressive on the battlefield, less so in the bedroom.
Dragons haven't won a war. Lord Tyrell, be a good man. Fetch my quill and paper.
So is that Marjorie's father or uncle?
But I was never interested in girls either.
What then?
Nothing.
Everybody is interested in something.
He's asexual?
The absence of desire leaves one free to pursue other things.
Such as?
So, Varys has his sights on the throne. Jaime's visiting Tyrion again. Hopefully, a nice visit.
Let me guess.
Oh, it's the trial.
Really?
Father's orders.
Well, somebody we haven't followed is Shay. I know that she was sent away to protect her. I imagined we would hear more.
He slapped the king across the face and called him a vicious idiot and a fool.
Because he is. So he's one of the ones that's on Ari's list.
This necklace, the day of the wedding.
I thought Littlefinger destroyed that necklace. So how did he get his hands on the necklace? Because last time we saw it, it was being crushed on the ship and then shoved overboard.
Believed his presence would inspire the troops.
Tyrion said,
There's a little bit of twist in there.
Is paid.
Thank you, Your Grace, for the courage of your testimony.
So are we going to get to hear Tyrion's side? So far, everything's hearsay.
Perhaps his marriage to Sansa Stark had made him more sympathetic to the Northern cause.
A little surprised to hear him saying that. So is the trial over? Jaime's wanting to say something.
In 3 days' time, he'll depart for Castle Black and live out his days at the wall. You'll remove your white cloak immediately. You will leave King's Landing.
So Tywin had this plan the whole time. Well, he realized he was manipulated into that. That Tywin had that plan the entire time because he knew Jaime would defend Tyrion.
Keep your mouth shut. No more outbursts. This will all be over soon.
Cersei's going to bucket. Is it Shay? Yep.
I know that he's guilty. He and Sansa planned it together.
Silence!
Cersei threatened her.
Continue.
Threatened her life. If she didn't say this, she would kill her.
I want you to fuck me like it's my last night in this world.
Will Tywin know what's truth and what isn't?
I took his face in my hands and said, I am yours and you are mine.
Mixed with half-truths.
but she wouldn't let him in her bed. So he promised to kill King Joffrey for her.
So maybe Cersei's not behind it all. Maybe she feels scorned.
I did not do it. I did not kill Joffrey, but I wish that I had. Watching your vicious bastard die gave me more relief than 1,000 lying whores. I wish I was the monster you think I am. I wish I had enough poison for the whole pack of you. I would gladly give my life to watch you all swallow it.
Sir Meryn! Sir Meryn, escort the prisoner back to his cell.
I will not give my life for Joffrey's murder, and I know I'll get no justice here, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
So we're redoing the situation at the crazy lady's place? Is he going to choose Jaime to fight for him? Ah! That one felt like a short one. You're a cute girl. I love you too. I love you too. What's it doing? So, that felt like a short episode. So Shay probably was saying all of that because she felt scorned by Tyrion, not realizing he was trying to protect her because Cersei wanted her dead. And unfortunately, he let it all get the best of him and was just trying to lay it out on the line. It's definitely interesting seeing how everybody was lining up against him. Sorry, it started playing again. I mean, everybody had some truth in what they were saying, but then attaching it to Tyrion without any proof for some of it. You know, he did say some of it, but he was right. What was Joffrey doing when he slapped him? What was Joffrey doing when he threatened him? You know, that kind of stuff. And it's because he was horrid. Cersei knows the truth, but she's so angry and so wanting to pin it on somebody that Tyrion, unfortunately, is her target. And now, after this outburst, it doesn't seem like he's going to get his chance to bring up any points to prove that he didn't do it, especially since he's threatened the whole court, or didn't threaten them, but wished they had all died. You know, it goes back to just people being ungrateful for anything that he's done. So he's kind of had it with them all. So I think he'll be granted the trial by combat. I think he'll choose Jaime as his champion, which I'm not sure how that's going to work because he's the King's Guard. It would make sense for Tywin to choose Jaime. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. I think that's where it's going with things. I can't remember what's happened in which episode now. Was Jon this episode? No, that was the end of the last episode. Daenerys is trying to be queen, but she's finding it hard. She is being challenged on some of the decisions that she's made. Although she is hearing the people out, she is allowing the one to bury his father, not necessarily the other 162, but you know, that he brought up an interesting thing that I don't think she had considered, which is forget whether it was Jahar or is it Barrister? I know I don't say Jahar's name right, but One of them said to her when they were leaving the first time, or suggested not putting them up on the crosses, and she was dead set on doing it. And so this son that approached her brought up an interesting point, which is you automatically sentenced all of these men to it, not knowing who was against it and who wasn't. Although he did have slaves still. So, it's how do you make a good decision? So she's learning the hard way that it's not quite so black and white and that there's some gray in there. And how does she remain fair and just by doing these broad strokes? We'll put it that way. And she had 212 more people to see. It was going to be a long day. It would be quicker if everybody was in there at the same time, but I guess they don't want everybody hearing everybody's stuff. I don't know. We did get to see the dragons this time. Eating flocks. Hopefully they didn't eat the kids. It didn't sound like it. Plus, with them traveling with humans, they're probably less likely to attack humans unless Daenerys says the word, because they have attacked humans before, but I don't know. Stannis was the other one we saw. Apparently, Davos. Davos is his name, the smuggler. I need to remember that. Davos apparently gave a good argument and got the money that they were asking for. Now, if Stannis and Daenerys team up together, they may have enough resources to beat King's Landing, but we're nowhere near that right now. Plus, they both want King's Landing for themselves, so it would be a hard team up, but it would be a smart one. I was trying to think if there's more to the stories that we saw. I just can't remember who we saw when and where, and I'm trying not to repeat myself. Oh, Theon. Theon was this one, wasn't it? I'm tired of that storyline. He needs to quit being Reek and go back to be Theon. Theon was annoying, but at least it was less annoying than this storyline. Okay, we'll end it there. I can't remember what else, what other stories we saw in this episode. The one problem of doing episodes back to back. So, thank you all for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.